All right, so today we are going to all of the coffee shops in the Heights, Shaker Heights, Cleveland Heights, and we are going to try their coffee. All right, no, we're not just gonna walk into each of these coffee shops and say, hey, that was good, I liked it. We have rules that Alex and I put together. So the rules are, we have a system, 4 categories, every shop. So no favoritism, not even for the place I go every morning, which is where I am, the Van Aken District at Rising Star. All right, so the 4 categories that we're gonna read each of these shops off of. Are you guys ready? First off, everybody that knows me knows my drink. I get an oat milk latte. As you get older, sometimes you gotta switch up the diet. Recently, I switched up to only oat milk. So I'm rating them all on their oat milk latte. Second, this is big for me. Can you actually work here? So for people like myself that are sometimes working out in the field, is there space? Is it noisy? Can you find a table? Third, what's the vibe like? Heights are all about the vibe. So does it have a good feel to it? Can't really explain this one. It's just like you walk in and the vibe is just something you feel. I can't explain it, right? Lastly, this one's big for me. Would I take my friends and or family there? During the week, I'm all business. I'm looking to see if I can work there weekend or later at night. Can I bring my kids there? Is it gonna feel out of place? Can I bring my friends? Are they gonna enjoy it if I'm showing off the city? Is it somewhere I would take them? So we are scoring each on all 4 categories on a score of 0 to 25, adding up to a possible 100 points. Remember, I drink oat milk lattes exclusively. So if the oat milk's off, the score is gonna be off. Sometimes the oat milk is just like, what's the actual flavor of it? Is it nuttier? Is it sweeter? You know, that sort of thing. Does it go well with the coffee? You know, sometimes you go and you get it and you're like, it just doesn't stand alone. I gotta mix something into it, right? So can I drink it just stand alone on its own? Pretty much almost every day. Several times a day sometimes. I think my record is coming here 4 different times in a day. I come here almost every morning. That's my routine, right? I get Declan on the bus. My treat is I come over to Rising Star, grab my coffee, kind of get things going. So I've had it where I've done that, gone off, done an appointment, came back, met a client, you know, back and forth, and come for dinner at night with the family. So actually Boom's Pizza is gonna open up a by the slice here. So Boom's has a standalone, they're gonna open up by the slice, super excited for that. I've heard this rumor. I don't want people knowing my secrets, where my hiding spots are. Part of the reason I love it. No kids, I can walk over here, depending on the traffic. I can be here in less than 5 minutes. With the kids, probably more like 15, you know how that goes, lagging behind. But I live in Sussex, I love it. I can be over here. And like I said, I come over here pretty much every morning, grab my coffee. I come over here to eat. Beach R's closed today, but they've provided a nice new healthy option, which is fantastic. We love that. Boom's Pizza by the Slice is gonna be amazing. You got other options on the exterior. You got Mitchell's, of course, we come over summertime. Big ritual for us. Smartest thing Van Aken ever did. They put these big rocks in over there. You know, you think maybe they put a playground or something like that, but these kids love this rock. So we just get in, we get ice cream. The kids go play on the rocks for like an hour. We have to drag them away. It's amazing. I'm Mike Roberts, Shaker Heights realtor, on the block, ready to rock. We're here at our first stop, Van Aken District, Rising Star behind me. Let's go. Actually, I already got it here. I got my oat latte. Delicious. Oh, and actually, I want to share a fun fact about myself. I think we all have a superpower, right? If you were to say what your superpower is, mine is being able to drink beverages in a really quick, no matter the temperature, so hot or cold. Yeah, so oat milk combined with the coffee, it's one of my favorite. I'm gonna give it a solid 23. It goes well together. I like Rising Star's lattes and coffee regardless. When I had to make the switch to oat milk, I was a little worried, but it's delicious. I'm gonna give it a 23. This is my favorite spot. I would come here during COVID, much less people, but it gave me space to spread out. So that's when I started coming here. I was pretty much here every day, got me out of the house. Now, obviously busier, but I would give it out of 25. It's my favorite place to come work in the Heights, so I give it a 25. Oh yeah, I mean, this is the hub, Van Aken, of Shaker Heights. It was meant to be the downtown. It's why it's really picked up the Sussex and Lomond neighborhoods. People want to be here. So I'm gonna give it, it's a little, you get a lot of the, what I'm gonna call the old heads that say, I remember when it used to be, it was better when. I didn't grow up in the Heights. I grew up in West Akron, but I'm an adoptive Heights guy. So for me, I love it. I'm gonna give it a 23. Oh, 1000%, 25 out of 25. If I could rank it higher, I would. This is our go-to spot. I bring my kids, I bring my wife, I bring my friends and family. If somebody wants to know about Shaker Heights, if we're having a meetup, this is the first place I come. There's so much to show off. I mean, there's the individual stalls, there's the shopping on the outside. Like I said, there's just so much going on. 25 out of 25. All right, guys, this coffee is almost cashed. It's on to the next stop. I'm excited. This one's a little less known, so let's head on out. All right, so oat milk latte, consistent, Rising Star to Rising Star, we're at a 23. Workability is tough. I'm gonna have to give that, I hate to say this, guys, I'm gonna give it a 19. If you get here early enough, 10:30 on a Monday, there's no seat. It's small, but maybe that's, you know, it's like you got to get there earlier. It's just a take and grab, but for a take and grab, it's great. Vibe, I actually love the Vibe. I think this is an old bike shop. It's had vacant for years. So when I first came here, aesthetically, walking in, it feels good. It is a bit crowded, so I'm gonna knock it a little bit for that. We give it a 21. Kids and wife, I don't know if I bring the kids and wife. This wouldn't be where I would pick. I would bring friends here though, and I have brought friends. So I'm gonna kind of balance that out a little bit and give it a 21. All right, guys, we love it. Like I said, it's a great spot for me. This location is gonna be a little more grab and go unless you get here early enough, and you can, you know, it's one of those places, sometimes you get here early enough, you grab your spot, you're there all day, it's great. Otherwise, stop here on your way to where you're going next. We're gonna go next to Phoenix Coffee on Lee Road. All right, we are over here back in the Cedar Lee neighborhood. We're coming in the back entrance of Phoenix Coffee. So you got Phoenix Coffee. Shout out to the Muratas, Laura Murata, a colleague of mine out of the same office. Her family owns a great Italian spot if you're looking. I got Mitchell's, Fine Chocolates, and of course, Phoenix. So Phoenix is the one, I will say this, when we first moved to the area, it was the place we always went to. We still come here. For whatever reason, we just don't make it as much. I think because of where we live and whatever, we end up at the Rising Star more often. Steve Billington, lifelong Cleveland Heights guy, my buddy, this is always his go-to spot. He always wants to go to Phoenix. So I was just checking out what's going on in the neighborhood. Now we see why you offered. I was like, it's just a lid. I'll figure it out. Thank you. Yeah, got it. For sure. Yeah, thank you. Oh, no, this is actually perfect temperature. I will say that too. I don't know if we necessarily put, but that goes into the, and this is perfect temperature. I can drink it right away. Not too hot, not too cold. It's a different flavor for sure. It's a little slightly sweeter, but not too sweet than the one from Rising Star. I like it different, but I like it equally as good. So I'm gonna give it a 23 out of 25. It's another tough one. I hate to ding. I love all these places, but it's not where I would pick to work, right? If I was going to work, Van Aken trumps them both, mainly just because of space, but I'm gonna have to give it 19 out of 25. The vibes are amazing. I've always loved Phoenix. I don't know who does the artwork. Maybe that's a question. I don't know if they rotate it. From like the coffee cups with the faces on them I've seen before, the artwork maybe that's being sold on the wall, all of it, the plants. It's got the quintessential Cleveland Heights vibe. We're gonna give it a 25 out of 25. Bringing the family, again, I'm probably not going to bring them to Phoenix just because I don't like taking my kids places where it's just so confined and so crowded, because I'm almost a little like, you know, I hope they're not bumping into people, whatever. But I would bring friends here, and it's got a special place in my heart because, like I said, this is where I met the Youngs. I'll say their name this time. This is where I met the Youngs. I still remember Terry Young sitting across the taller table in there from me. We're just hitting it off, and she goes, "You ever thought about a career in real estate?" Bam, took off from there. We went and bought our house on Kingston, and that's the full origin story. So for that, I got to give it some bonus points. I'm going to give it a 24. All right, so obviously we talked about Phoenix. Behind me is Tavco, which we love. Like I said, Steve and I are going to do a video there soon on eating their burgers. Mitchell's Fine Chocolates we talked about. Wine Spot, which I go to. A lot of times I'll pick up something for a client or for a special occasion. They got all kinds of wine, craft beer, whatever you need. They got a bar in there. Awesome place, awesome people. My friend Claire works there. Claire, you're awesome. We've had at least one event there, maybe two, and it was a perfect place to have an event. You're talking about vibes. Wine Spot gets a 25 out of 25 for sure on the vibe. All right, this is my son. We gotta get Teddy to do it. We'll have to get a meme of Teddy's face that I can use when I'm sad. We wanted to come here. I wasn't thinking. My apologies. Sunday to Tuesday. On the outside, you really just can't see in. I feel like if you could see in, it would make a difference and it would attract more people, but maybe they want to be hidden. Who knows? I've had their oat milk latte. It's really quite good. I'm gonna put it right on there with Rising Star and Phoenix. I'm gonna give it a 23 out of 25. And next up, we have workability. Steve, like I said, loves to go to Phoenix. When Phoenix is a little crowded, I've popped over to Sophie La Gourmand. Selfishly, I want to stay this way, but it doesn't seem like it draws the crowd like some of the other spots, and they just have a larger space. So workability, I'm gonna give it a 25 out of 25. It's not too loud. And I'm gonna give them that because they put out little jugs of water you can grab. So as you're sitting there and you're getting dehydrated from your coffee, you don't have to go ask for a cup of water. They got jugs there for you. So 25 out of 25. The vibes, I think the vibes are pretty good. You know, it's a nice aesthetic. They have artwork on the wall. It's not to the extent, though, unfortunately, that Cleveland Heights vibe of Phoenix. So I think I'm gonna give them a 22. It's pretty on the inside. So Sophie La Gourmand's got definitely that more European coffee shop. You know, you come in, I like going there because they have quiche, so I can get more. A lot of these coffee shops too, understandably, they're not restaurants, but they only have like little pastries or grab and go, you know, whatever. They've got quiche, so they've got other items. Definitely feels like that. It's really clean, bright kind of vibe to it. So I like it. It's great for working, but again, it's not quite, it doesn't scream Cleveland Heights like some of the other spots. spots too. And then as far as taking friends and family there, 100%, because I know I'm gonna be able to get a seat. Like I said, they got the water. If I'm taking my kids, I'm not as worried about them bumping into people. There's things that they'll like there. And friends, of course, like if I had friends that are like, I want a really good whatever, I would definitely take them. So we're gonna give it 24. If you haven't been there, and it's funny, I ask people that live in the Heights and they're like, oh yeah, I've never been there. That's crazy to me. All right, guys, number 5 was set to be Sweet Siren Bakery. I don't mean to laugh. Apparently it's permanently closed. We were looking for a wild card, a place I hadn't been to. That unfortunately is not gonna happen with the Sweet Siren Bakery. So there you have it. You know, sometimes things don't always go to plan. I think we'll do a bakery review is a great idea. But to kind of kick that off, I want to tell you, so first off, get a look at this. This is a blueberry muffin top. What kind of genius came up with this? You're eating a muffin, everybody knows you got the wrapper on the part at the bottom. It's not as good. The muffin top's what you want, right? It's a little crunchier. So some genius, I don't know, I guess they just bake them this way. It almost looks like a cookie. I mean, am I crazy just to think, that's like unbelievable. It's got that crunch all the way around, kind of like a cookie does. Throwing a bonus point somewhere, Phoenix. By the way, adjective that came to mind for their coffee, silky. It's got a silkier. Listen, your old pal Mike Roberts, I'm no wordsmith. Sometimes I get up the vocabulary, but silky, that's what I'm gonna go with for their latte. We'll give them a bonus point for this muffin top. You geniuses, you. My only complaint is they're often out of these because I think there's... All right, I just want to swing you around so first off, on the east side, I hear this all the time. People come from the west side, they're like, what's up with all these circles? It's like, look, any west siders not driving a circle? But anyways, we got John Carroll over here. You do have Big B Coffee. It's more of a chain. I actually know the guy that owns it. It's a nice guy. And all right, guys, we're done. We went to several coffee shops today and we got to pick a winner. It's between Rising Star Van Aken location, Sophie La Gourmand, but recency bias. Sophie's closed on Monday. I wasn't able to go there today, so we're gonna give it to Rising Star Van Aken. Love this place. Love them all. They're all excellent. They've got their own pluses and minuses, but all amazing coffee. We love the Heights. We love our coffee shops. And if I missed one, you guys let me know. If somebody's looking to move to the Heights, Shaker Heights, Cleveland Heights, University Heights, or surrounding, I'm your guy, Mike Roberts, on the block, always ready to rock. I know the best coffee shops. Reach out to me. We'll go there. I'll get your order ready. Have a great day, guys.